I Saw the Devil
is the movie I made you watch.
today on Making Me Watch Movies.
Yes.
What year was I Saw the Devil?
I Saw the Devil was made in 2010 by Kim Jee-woon.
Kim Jee-woon.
Kim Jee-woon, an acclaimed Korean director. And this is a fucking great Korean movie.
What would your word be for this movie?
This one was kind of hard to say because this movie was a lot of different things in ways, but I think I just landed on disturbing because it was a fucked up movie. Like, dark was another word, fucked was a word. What do you got?
I got relentless.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I feel like I had another word around that, like in the same realm of that one, but relentless, like, because it was relentless. It was a roller coaster of fucked upness.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, especially because, well, let's get into the plot. It's about this guy is seeking revenge for this on the serial killer type character. Where this movie starts out with, let's start from the beginning. The movie starts out in this beautiful shot of snow. It's a very beautiful movie, and this woman is stranded on the side of the road. And she's on the phone with her boyfriend, who we learned later is like this secret agent type guy, CIA type guy.
He's like he's like a special forces. Or
yeah,
CIA
he's like
dude.
some sort of government operative type dude. I think
He's definitely badass. He's definitely like born.
Yeah. It was. I think it was like a
born.
Korean style like CIA guy. So he's like
Cool.
special ops badass dude. He's on the phone with this girl, and this girl ends up getting murdered by this guy on the side of the road. We start learning more about this guy because the movie, which I like, switches perspectives a lot from the main not the main character, they're both main characters, from the operative guy. His name is Kim Si-woon, I think. Si-woon. Let's call him Kim because I know that's like his.
What was hard
his
is that
surname.
the subtitles did not match phonetically what I was expecting the words to sound like. So, like every time they would say each other's names, I was like, "That's," and I would try to read it.
Yeah,
obviously they pronounce things differently.
I know what you mean. So
phonetically,
for the sake of it, I know their names were Kim and Jang,
okay.
or their last names or surnames at least. So Kim is the detective.
The badass guy.
The badass guy who his fiance gets murdered by Jang, and he's this pretty fucked up serial killer type guy.
Pretty fucked up.
And in the beginning of the movie, we kind of see him kill quite a few women, and we go back to Kim. He's seeking out now. He's looking for who killed his girlfriend, and he kind of comes across a few different fucked up dudes and wipes them out, which is actually seems to be a good thing. How he's like, oh, okay, he's taking out these like other fucked up dudes in the process of looking for this one fucked up dude.
Went full vigilante.
He went full vigilante for sure. He actually took 2 weeks off of work.
Took 2 weeks off of work.
2 weeks off of work. He's just like, yeah, I'll be back.
And that was like all he needed too.
It seemed like he had it planned out because like he's
very good.
Because we learn about an hour into the movie, once he figures out finally who Jang is,
It's a 2.5 hour movie.
It's a 2.5 hour movie.
But
it was still relentless, man. Like it was
relentless.
It's long, but it was like paced well.
I was never really bored.
Yeah,
there was never a time that I was lost interest really in the 2.5 hours.
For sure, yeah, because every scene was pretty much like pretty fucking nuts. Like every scene was like wild,
tense. Every scene
tense,
was pretty tense.
If not wildly violent, it was very, very tense.
Wildly violent.
Yeah. So once they finally meet, it's about an hour into the movie. Like once they finally like cross paths. Kim eventually finds Jang, and Jang is like in the middle of like sexually assaulting a girl in his like greenhouse because this dude like works or lives on a farm in Korea.
Is that his greenhouse? Was that his
so.
place?
It seemed like it was his place.
Seemed sketchy.
Yeah, because eventually that's where like when he meets the family, that's what leads him to him. Is like the son tells him where he lives, and like that was like his place where he lives, and how like his fiance was dead, how he found the ring, all that.
He found the ring. I was expecting that ring to come back.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it was quite the show of how the ring fell off and went down the drain, and then went even further down the drain, but still visible.
Yes. The ring being the ring that fell off of Kim's fiance.
The one to rule them all.
While she was being murdered by Jang.
Pretty fucked up.
Pretty fucked up.
This guy was fucked up.
It's only an hour in so far.
Yeah. So they find him in the
greenhouse. They fight. He gets to the point where
best fight scene.
Great fight scene.
I think that might be the best fight scene.
Yeah, the action is like fucking great in this movie.
Action's great.
Such a good it's such a weird like. What is this movie? It's like a drama. It's an action. It's kind of a horror movie.
Definitely a horror movie.
It's definitely a revenge movie if that's a genre.
It is a revenge movie.
Yeah,
it's 1,000% a revenge movie. But it's a fucked up revenge movie.
Yeah, Koreans do revenge movies really well.
He's not Old Boy director. This guy.
It's not. But it's interesting because the Jang character is Old Boy. Whatever. I don't know his character's name in Old Boy, but he's the main character.
He
in Old
is
Boy,
the dad.
Killer.
Oh no.
He's the
the serial killer is the dad in Old Boy.
Yes, the guy who was, taken.
I guess dad is kind of spoiler.
Right. Right. And that was very much a revenge movie. Yeah. I think the twist ending is not as fucked up in Old Boy as in this movie. But this, of course, leads to
the twist ending is not as fucked up. It's less fucked up in Old Boy.
No, in this movie, it's less fucked up in Old
Okay.
Boy. Because there's no incest involved in this movie that we're aware of.
No, we're aware of. The violence is on par, which you said.
Yes.
Like you told me like it is in the vein of Old Boy, and in my head I was thinking, is someone gonna make someone fuck a fucking someone's daughter or something?
Right? Yeah. No, it wasn't like that.
In the
but
violence,
like, the violence level. And just the revenge level and the psychological fuckery.
Psychological fuckery, but the violence was, it was realistic. It was like
it was, yeah.
It was grotesque, but I guess not. It wasn't done distastefully. I guess it was done artistically.
It was done artistically.
Everything was done very artistically.
This was
the smoking of the cigarettes.
It was a beautiful movie.
It was a beautiful movie.
Really well made.
You know what it reminded me of? Cinematography wise, was fucking No Country for Old Men. Is that weird?
No.
There was a few shots.
There was
a few shots. I was like, that's a No
Yeah.
Country shot. When he was strangling when he first met, and it kept cutting to his feet, or at least cut to his feet once. I was like, that's straight out of that. I'm not sure what came out first. What year was
No
this?
Country would have came out first. This was 2010. No Country was 2006, 2007.
Then there was some shots of him driving, of the camera would be focused out, looking outside the car at something, and then it would pan to him. It was that was another very Deakins. Deakins did No Country.
Deakins did No Country.
Fuck yeah, he did.
Did Deakins do this movie?
Did Deakins do? I Saw the Devil.
Sweet if Deakins was just randomly doing Korean movies and they just weren't aware of it.
Just has a pseudonym or
Korean pseudonym.
a different It's just Kim Deakins.
I could buy it.
Deakins.
Buy this being a
Gene
Deakins.
Kim. So yeah, it shot great.
Yeah.
For what kind of budget was this movie? What was the first? How many movies did this guy make before? The director.
This dude has made a handful of movies before, not a lot, but he's on par with a Bong Joon-ho or a Chan-wook Park of he doesn't make a lot, but he makes really good ones. Every few years he comes out with a really good movie. He's directed. It says 15 credits, but I'm guessing some of these are short films. I'm gonna say maybe just his films are probably around 10. He's probably done about 10 movies.
And does he write these movies?
He writes most of them, yes. I know he wrote this one.
See, I forgot this. I forgot that he had met the parents.
Yeah. Yeah, and that brought it back to the end when I think we got sidetracked a little bit.
Yeah, where we
in the
leave
plot
off?
is when they first cross paths in the greenhouse. The fight. And he basically beats him to the inch of his life, but he has a moment where
almost kills him.
He could kill him.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely could kill him, but we see that he doesn't, and he stuffs a tracking device down his throat.
Yep.
And
which he got from his friend earlier in the movie. It was a pill with a microphone and a tracking device in it.
Right, and then that leads him to wake up, or Jang to wake up in the middle of just in his greenhouse somewhere, and then with a bunch of money. It's almost like this dude's just fucking with him.
Yeah.
This guy's just purposely fucking with him.
That was a surprise to me.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was happening.
The money part didn't really make sense at the time, but then you got to think back when Kim was at his fiance's grave, like he was whispering, like "I'll make him pay," or like
Yeah.
I'll make him feel the pain you felt," or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like basically, like
I mean, his fiance was
promising
decapitated.
yeah, exactly.
And,
So
and then very fumbly, like found, and the box fell out. The head fell out of the box. What's in the box?
yeah,
Definitely. Like I was definitely thinking, hey, just throw that head in a box like that. Like why? Like is that the best way to do it? It's just like, oh, we found the head. Put it in that cardboard box right there. I don't know. Maybe it was an evidence box. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
All good. So we don't really still know why he was doing this, like why he didn't kill him when he could have had the chance to kill him. Instead, he just left him with money. And this kind of ends up turning into like the ultimate like cat and mouse movie. Like it's the almost definition of cat and mouse movie. Of,
And
like,
instead of
playing with each other.
Instead of well, yes, he thinks he's playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess throughout his theme throughout the movie is you're underestimating me.
Yeah, it kind of turns on him. So like Jang
but he
Kim,
breaks his hand. That's what I was gonna say. He instead of killing him, he breaks his hand.
he just
and
cripples
leaves
him a
him
little
and
bit
leaves
every
him the
time.
cash.
Yeah, because
then leaves.
Later when we see him, he's doing the same thing, like sexually assaulting a nurse in a medical facility. And since Kim put a tracking device on him, he's able to find where he is. Even has a microphone planted inside him so he can hear. So he's starting to hear him sexually assault this girl. So he busts in there, beats the shit out of him. And I think at that point, does he cut? No, he doesn't cut his Achilles yet.
Yes, he does.
I think that's later at the dude's house, his friend's house, when he goes into his like that cannibal guy. That's like the third encounter they had.
No, he cut his Achilles before that.
Okay,
Achilles
he cuts
before
it.
that.
Okay,
he cuts
then
it there
because
because the nurse is leaving and he's like, "Stay." He's gonna need to be stitched back up.
That's right.
And then he was like, he sticks the fucking thing in there and just rips it. He sticks it in there and like kind of goes up. It was just that was a long. And then when he comes through the Achilles, it was, Jesus.
And that's essentially when he tells him, he's like,
yeah,
this isn't over. This is the fucking
this is
beginning.
just the
like
beginning.
We're going at it. I'm ruining your life.
At least 14 days of this.
Yes, we have about 2 weeks that we are aware of. That's going to be. He has 2 weeks free. He took 2 weeks off.
He has 2 weeks off.
He's gonna have a good time with it.
And not only that, the cops know what he's doing. His
do.
like the CIA, the Korean CIA knows what he's doing. Whatever there is, his boss knows what he's doing. The cops knows what he's doing. Not only that, we didn't mention that his fiance was the daughter of the police commissioner or the police chief of that town. So
he's all about.
That's
kinda him
how.
going after him at first.
Kinda, yeah. And that's how he initially got the suspects.
Right.
Was the dad gave him the 3 suspects. Mercs 2 of them, and then there was 4, I guess, right?
I think
that last
Jang
one
is
got
just
away.
the third, yeah. So, which I think is an interesting thing because I think most movies would like go through all of them, and make the last one, but this one was like it's almost more realistic that way of like, well, if he has 3 or he has 4, he lands on in the third, and okay, he just goes at it. So like, why waste his time? He knows what he's looking for. So
he I guess he had enough evidence to know it was him.
Mostly found out where he lives, found the ring, and that was it.
Pretty fucked up that he actually like drives children around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because his murder bus is a school bus. It's a yellow school bus.
Yep.
Hyundai. A lot of Hyundai vehicles in this. I believe he's driving I think the main character drives a Cadillac the whole time, but.
Right. Was that like an Escalade?
It looked like it.
Yeah.
I think
Nice
so.
car.
I think I caught the Cadillac symbol once.
Yeah. Later, that was pretty sick when he like spun around and like ruined the door just so he could like scoop him up.
Yeah.
When he was like trying to turn himself in the police, he's like, "Oh fuck this!
That was epic.
You're not getting away. I'm coming. I got you, motherfucker." That was basically the end at that point. But that was
crazy.
Shit happened.
That was straight out of Wanted. You ever see Wanted with Angelina Jolie and James McAvoy?
I think I have.
She saves him like that. She's coming around, pulls the e-brake and opens the door and he fucking essentially just sits down in the car and she continues.
That movie was trying to be all like Matrixy, right? Without like
well, it was good. Like it was the curve, the bullet.
Yeah, it was that type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great movie though. I love that movie.
I don't remember.
Wanted?
I don't remember it being very good.
What?
I don't really remember.
Do you hate James McAvoy?
No, James McAvoy's great.
Do you hate Angelina Jolie?
I have mixed feelings on her, I think.
Who else was in that movie? Do you hate Morgan Freeman?
Sometimes Morgan Freeman's in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was
And
just
other
like
people?
I think because I just thought it was a Matrix ripoff. Well, I was kind of just like meh.
I don't think it's a.
I wouldn't got lost in the
call it a
shuffle
Matrix
of like
ripoff.
movies trying to do the Matrix like effects
Actually,
thing.
it's a revenge movie.
Is it?
It is a revenge movie.
I don't remember it well. Maybe I should
Somebody
rewatch it.
kills James McAvoy's. It's a complex revenge movie.
When did it come out?
2012?
2012. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Wanted.
Wanted. Great movie. Angelina Jolie, Morgan Freeman, James McAvoy. It's great. Oh, I think Fat. Who's the raptor tamer?
Raptor Tamer?
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Oh,
Fat
okay.
Pratt.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's fat in it. It's great.
That's
Who
cool.
else? Thomas Kinchman.
I thought all the way back to original Jurassic Park, that like
Common is in
Australian dude. I'm like, what? The Australian dude from Jurassic Park?
Oh, clever girl.
Clever girl. Like he's in Wanted?
Chris Pratt. Oh, it's great. Great movie. Check it out. Directed by Timur Bekmambetov.
All right. Wanted. Check it out, guys.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about
Drag Me to Hell.
Nope. I saw the devil.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so the plot wise, we find out like he's basically just trying to get like ultimate revenge, so he's just fucking with this guy like real hard. And that kind of turns into like the cat and mouse game. Eventually Jang kind of figures out what Kim's fucking doing. And then he starts kind of fucking with him because I think he's enjoying getting fucked with because he likes this whole pain pleasure game. They're like
sadomasochist to the nth degree.
Yeah, so like he starts realizing like he's playing this game, so Jang is now, and he kind of gets this information from this like one of Jang's friends was like, is he's gonna now play with you because you like it. He's gonna give you all this pleasure now, but he's gonna rope you. Yeah, the cannibal.
We met a
guy.
cannibal, and then a cannibal comes into play somehow.
Yeah. It's sick. Another sick fight sequence too with the cannibal and him, and then there's like the girl. Yeah,
the girl. Yeah, what was up with the girl?
She was just
zero explanation.
I think it's just another cannibal, probably just or what.
She would, but like
she
was eating rice. She seemed like a hostage, but maybe like a
maybe she's just one of those weird chicks that's like are into cannibals. Like, you know, like how some girls like have like jail pen pals.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. They're just weird chicks are into weird stuff. I can't
like
judge
cannibal
them.
hang-arounds.
Yeah, cannibal chicks.
It was clear
like
that she
some
wasn't
girls probably
eating meat.
like some girls probably are really into vampires.
She's a vegan
like
cannibal.
If vampires were real, some chicks would just fuck vampires probably.
Definitely.
And she's probably one of those chicks. She's just a cannibal fucker, and we're just like
cannibal's like not a superhuman.
Yeah, but it might be hot in like some like worlds like goth chicks and stuff. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. People have their kinks.
She seemed
no
like
judgment.
She seemed like a robot in Ex Machina. Like she could have been just that kind of
just in there.
She's just fucking in there.
Like I would have thought she was hostage, but she like fought and stuff. And,
she
was like on the cannibals.
She defended the
she was
cannibal.
like the cannibal's girlfriend. That was maybe just it. She was the cannibal's girlfriend.
At first, I thought
she just didn't judge him for his faults. She's maybe just a good girl.
His
and was
faults
just like
of eating humans.
Yeah, just she was like
murdering
she was
and
maybe
eating
just
humans?
a stand by your man kind of type.
And he likes the guts. What does that mean? He's like, the guts. There's no guts in this one.
I don't know.
I need more guts.
I don't know. I'm not.
I thought it was.
Stuff.
I
don't know about cannibal culture.
Yeah, I don't really either. I thought that girl was the girl's sister upstairs because she was like, he said something about her sister, and that's what I thought. But I think he just murdered her sister, the one that he was going to murder.
And the
the one that the cannibal. Okay. Cannibal was going to kill the girl to eat her.
Right.
And then Kim comes in to save her.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Anyway, I forgot where my train of thought was going there, but
I don't know. I don't either. We
yeah,
just didn't
cannibal.
know who. I don't know. Who the chick wasn't important to the plot, realistically. But
you say so?
It was. I guess it was a little sidetrack on the cannibal scene, but cannibal scene.
Like what? It was a kind of an unexplained. Why was that cannibal so rich? What was up with that house? What did they do before they became like?
Maybe he just eats rich people and steals their money.
You think they're ex-military? These two crazy psychopaths?
It could be. It seems like there's a whole like weird world of psychopaths too, because you got to like going back to that one like taxi scene. There was like those guys were like villains too that like clearly just like robbed a taxi driver.
fucked up area.
Yeah, and like they just picked up Jang, who's like the ultimate psychopath, and then like he realizes, oh, these two guys are also psychopaths, and then there's like a knife fight ensues in like inside of a taxi.
One of the
360
that was
degree
epic.
shot. That was
epic.
sick.
That was
This
some
movie's so well made.
super cool camera moves in that. I don't know how they did that. It had to be a lot of CG mixed with the actual thing. I felt like there was a lot of CG blood, a lot of CG like hits, like when he was beating up at the end when he was beating up Kim's dad or Kim's fiance's dad.
Yeah. That was pretty gruesome too.
It was pretty gruesome to the point where like because there's
showing it.
There's no cuts either. It's like
face.
there's this really long shot of him like hitting. You can't see the dad, but then it like just pans down or tilts down to the dad defending himself. No, like it was like man, how did they do that without actually doing that?
It
was done very well.
All the shit looked very realistic, very
Fucked up,
brutal. And that made like it feel more violent too, because it just looked real,
super violent.
It was so fucked up movie in that sense. Great movie in that sense. Right now we're seeing the fucking that fight scene in
that's
the
probably
greenhouse. Going back
the
to
best
the
fight scene.
greenhouse.
Yeah.
It's so
when he
beautifully
slices
shot,
the light,
like the lights,
that was great.
Right? Yeah, the lights are so cool looking. All the colors in there, like oh man, this movie's so good.
It's done very well, and good acting.
For sure.
I think that's probably what holds the movie together. These two are fucking pretty rad.
Yeah, for sure. They're both really good.
Wish I spoke Korean.
And they it's interesting too because like how it switches perspective so often. Like half the movie,
I guess it does.
Stay with different characters, and like you almost start like
because you're with him. Yeah, you're with both of them for half the movie each.
Like it mostly sets up that like Jang is the villain and Kim is the hero. But as it goes on, like you start like kind of doubting it, which I enjoy about it.
That's the end question, right?
Yeah, like
who is the devil?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like to Jang, or it like Kim's the devil because he's like constantly like hunting him and he's after him, and it's just like, and really like, is it worth it? Because all this shit happens on the side, like essentially like the other family.
He let him go.
Yeah, he let him go too many times, and his fiance's whole family got murdered in that effect.
Basically,
yeah.
Did the dad end up dying? I mean, he was pretty much there.
Oh, yeah, he was in the hospital, but the girl
and
died.
Was it clear that she was dead? Like they found her wrapped up.
They found her wrapped up. It seemed like there was like a dead body wrapped up in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just like threw in the gutter.
No, yeah, it's I guess in the end.
Like it definitely did more
damage.
Harm than good.
More harm than good.
He should have just killed him in the first part when that like this fucking greenhouse scene, and I mean we wouldn't have had a great movie after that.
He has dropped to his level.
Right, exactly, for sure. Like
at this point, we see him drop.
Yeah, like he could have killed him, and then right there could have been a good movie. Yep. Like him tracking this
would have
saved
saved one rape.
Right.
Would have saved 2 murders.
For sure.
And then much more than that, actually. I mean, it would have saved everyone from this point on that he kills. He kills that guy, that like Metro guy, or the delivery dude. He kills the 2 killers in the fucking thing. Or in the taxi when he gets picked up.
Right.
Which is neither here nor there, but yeah, you're right. I didn't really think about how this is just a fucked up world they live in. It must be like. Is there in Korea? Obviously, Korea can't be like this. Maybe North Korea, but
right,
not where they're making these movies. So
yeah,
is there like what is their lore or what is their fascination? Is this like a Gotham City
maybe
type situation?
Because I find that in other Korean movies that there's like there's a lot of like these gangster-esque like crime world type movies that I've seen in Korea. Like if it's like I've seen The Chaser. I've seen like The Good. I think The Good, the Bad, not The Good, the Bad, the Weird. But that's a good one. That's not really the same idea. That's another one of Kim Woo Jun. Shit, what's this guy's name again?
Kim Jee-woon.
Kim Jee-woon. Yeah.
Kim Jee.
The Good, the Bad, the Weird is another one by this guy.
Kabiyu.
And
is that a train movie?
That it starts in a train, but it's kind of like
epic train scene, right?
It's very epic train scene. It's pretty long too. It's like about a 20-30 minute train scene of just like kind of back and forth, like heist kind of style, and then that leads into like a whole kind of Good, the Bad, the Ugly, very similar plot of them like three different characters like kind of like searching out for this like map, trying to find this gold, and there's like this big standoff at the end that's very similar to the good, the bad, the ugly standoff at the end. So and that's what I like about this director too. Like a lot of his movies are like different genres. Like he started out with like a wrestling comedy starring Song Kang-ho. Like a
Song Kang-ho is
he's
dude from
the host and
yeah.
like the
the
dad
last
in
movie,
Parasite and all that. He's very big in the Bong Joon-ho. Taxi. He's the taxi driver in A Taxi Driver. Yeah, this guy makes a lot of good movies, and he has another good horror movie called like The Tale of Two Sisters. He's got a lot of good shit.
Yes, that one came up in one I was looking at. It looked like something. It looked interesting. I'd like to watch that.
I definitely recommend that.
I said, or it seems to be more of a less fucked up horror.
It's pretty fucked up horror still, but it's not as crazy as this movie. It's hard to match this movie in fucked up though. So
that's
it's like
what I mean.
Comparing it to this one, but I would say in the overall, it's on the more violent side of like most horror films. I think it just has like fucked up parts in The Tale of Two Sisters, like for another kind of like disturbing movie in ways, but not
fucked up movie, man. Koreans can make some fucked up movies.
Yeah, certainly.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know what drives the revenge.
Yeah,
like revenge movies are very like prominent. It seems like they're prominent there.
I'm trying to think of movies that are like this fucked up, and Hostel comes to mind. American movies,
right?
Hostel comes to mind, but it seems so much more. It seems so much more unrealistic, I guess. Even though the violence is pretty fucked up and realistic in Hostel, like just the whole idea. I don't know. It seems a little sillier, I guess, and maybe it's because it's foreign. Maybe I'm missing some silly vibes in here, which there are. I mean, like when he's getting picked up by this laughing, like they're all bandits. Like it is kind of silly, I guess, in certain aspects. But I'm trying to think of when I see American movies that are at this level of just fucked upness, it doesn't seem as scary. Does that make sense? No, maybe not. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Doesn't seem as scary as this, and I feel like it's because it's foreign.
Yeah, like this movie isn't necessarily a horror movie, but I feel like it has very similar vibes, like the tenseness to it. Like there's not like any like jump scares or anything like that, or like. But this guy,
it doesn't rely on that at all.
Yeah, but it leans on. There's like it's a serial killer movie, certainly that.
It's a serial killer revenge movie in a weird kind of. Maybe parallel fucked up universe.
Yeah. But it's interesting.
Not too dissimilar to ours.
And still interesting how much time we spend with the serial killer. I always found that interesting about this movie. Like you almost like spend enough time where you like start to sympathize with them slightly, a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I mean,
like this, like the taxi scene, for example.
Yeah.
Like you start being on
right now,
his side.
Yeah, right now we want him to win.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, and because you've like been with them for long enough, and like, but then of course it switches to the Kim perspective, and you're like, oh yeah, he's getting revenge on him. But like you see his fear and shit at times, even though he like plays
the
it
bad
up,
guy's fear,
like,
this guy's fear.
Yeah.
Even though he claims to not be afraid of anything.
Yeah.
Or feel pain.
Yeah, it's certainly hard to sympathize with, but like they do it where it's like it's almost there.
At the end, did you sympathize with him?
I don't think so. I loved the end. I loved how it ended. It was so fucking twisted. Almost sympathized with his. I sympathized with his family. And
do you think that was worth? You think that was worth it? You think that was the revenge? You think because that did all?
Because I think he wanted it to like he
at the
said
very very end. He was feeling the most pain, and that's kind of what he said when he was torturing him. One of the times, he's like, "I'm going to kill you when you feel." The most pain.
Yep. And him knowing that his family's about to walk in on this site is like that scared him. It was like the only thing he ever. It didn't even seem like he cared about his family though. That was what I was kind of like
at the
slightly
end.
Weird about him.
Oh,
like,
now
does
he
care about
cares.
His family? Yeah. But him doing that was like I think it like because
it really
the
just
pain,
fucks his family up.
Yeah, because
that shot's crazy.
I think because like his family got so fucked up. Or the girl's family got so fucked, like Kim is so fucked up now, and then like that went through the girl's family is now dead because of him. So I think he almost wanted him to like continue the pain. So I think he wanted.
That's what it is.
I think he said something along the lines of like, I want this pain to live on past you. So I think he wanted to like transfer it into the family, which is like a twisted thing to do. And
Twisted.
like him telling him that, he was like crying too, which like I didn't realize what he was doing the first time I saw this movie, but watching it the second time, I was like, I see why he's fucking crying right now, because he knows what's about to happen. He knows he's fucking up this whole family.
Yeah.
And he's doing it on purpose.
On purpose.
But he's still
to hurt him.
Yeah.
But really it's, I mean, yeah, I guess in the end he did it to hurt that guy because he knew that would be fucked up. Last thing to have happen.
Yeah, that last feeling of like that dude's
have
life
your
is
son
like one of the worst. Like,
watch your head get cut off.
Yep.
But
and they both.
In the end, it was worse for his family.
Yeah. And dude got decapitated just like the girl did. So.
And I don't think that
vengeance was sort of served.
It was served, and the pain was passed on, but I don't think it helped him at all.
No,
I don't think that mattered to him.
He walked away more like fucked up for sure. Like I don't think he felt satisfied. He didn't look satisfied. He walked away in tears.
He walked away and he was like half laughing, half crying.
I love that shot too when he like walked out, turned the corner. And like as he's walking down the street, like the family pulls up in the car.
Yeah,
you see them.
You don't know who they are. You're like, who the fuck are these people? Like,
starts coming
random
together, and you're like, oh fuck.
There was a couple times. It was when he met up with the cannibal dude. I was like, what? Did I miss something? Like, who the fuck is this guy? And I kind of rewound it, and I didn't really miss anything. It's just kind of. But then they slowly explain. They'd known each other for a while. Like, they explain their kind of history. They explain who he is. He explains he's a cannibal, and then it shows what he's doing. Doesn't really explain why or what's going on, like how they became this way.
Just it just that much.
What they did in the past. It just seems like definitely they had a history in the past. History in the past, kind of redundant.
It's almost like Tarantino-esque in a way of like it's just like a weird fucking world that they're living in.
It's just a weird universe.
And since we're not from South Korea, we don't really know what South Korea is like. So
yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not assuming South Korea. This is what South Korea is like.
It's clearly exaggerated in the crime.
Gotta be like a just a fucked up version of Earth.
Right. Yeah, but still, like there's a lot of weird fucking crime. We like all like the Chan-wook Park films, like beyond Old Boy. Like there's like a vengeance trilogy. What they call it is like. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is a very similar way of like Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is like a 3-layered serving of revenge. It's like revenge on revenge on revenge. It's like you'll have to watch. I don't think you've probably haven't seen
never heard of it.
It's like layered of fucked uppery. It's great. And
it's 3 movies.
Yeah, well, there's Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is one of them, and then Old Boy is another one, and then there's another one called. I think it's Lady Vengeance is the American name, but I think there's like another name for it in Korea, like something like I forgot the character's name. Something to do with the character's name of the movie, but I think it's like changed for us because we're dumb Americans to just Lady Vengeance.
Makes it easier.
Yep.
I can't pronounce most Korean things.
Right.
This guy hates old people too, even though he seems like he's definitely in his 40s, 50s. I feel like there's some underlying situation there.
He's just mad at the world.
He's just mad at everything.
He likes the ladies, though.
He loves the ladies to a fault.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much.
It's gross.
He's a raper.
He is.
He's a raper.
Absolutely.
Total scumbag.
I think the No Country for Old Men that actually like reminded he reminded me of Anton Chigurh at times because he almost like had like weird like principles of his like fuck uppery. He like needed to like not the same principles, but like he like had like he wanted them to like feel pleasure before pain, all this like weird shit. And then like Anton Chigurh, like I don't know what his principles were. He just had to get the job done.
He was a professional assassin.
Yeah.
This guy is a psychotic serial killer.
Yeah.
Rapist serial killer.
Anton Chigurh was definitely a psychopath, though.
Definitely a psychopath.
Not sure about his rapey tendencies.
Professional.
Yeah, he was professional.
He was a professional. Yeah. And
he ain't raping anyone in no country.
Nothing led me to believe that rape was part of his
wasn't his thing.
MO.
Yeah. Like he even went back to what's his face, his wife. Probably could have raped her, but instead just killed her because with the flip of the coin, because he told him he would. He delivered his promises. Anton Chigurh.
He's a professional. He's like a Lannister.
This guy, scumbag.
This guy's a scumbag.
Jang is a scumbag.
Jang has no principles.
No.
I mean,
the pleasure before pain thing is just fucked up. That's gross.
He's just an asshole.
Yeah.
That's another that there's no explanation. Was there an explanation in like Old Boy? I mean, I guess we kind of know what's happening, but like
why they did what they did to
in
the
the
main
first
character?
place. Yeah.
I don't know like why they locked him up. I think it was like he like pissed someone off and they were like almost just fucking with him or something. Like it was like this. I think it was just that one
that movie's
fucked up
so
like
fucked
rich
up.
guys like just fucking around type shit. And then they like made him think the girl wasn't his daughter, and then it was his daughter, and that made it even worse. Movie's super fucked. Like that even makes it like not my favorite Chan-wook Park movie because it's so like gross and so weird. Like I like Mr. Vengeance or Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance more than I like Old Boy.
I love a good fucked up movie though.
Dude, Sympathy for Mr.
And
Vengeance
I
is
don't
super fucked up
think
though.
anyone does it as good as Koreans.
Yeah.
Can't think because I mean, Hills Have Eyes, Hostel,
Right.
the Saw movies.
Sure. They're all fucked
they're
up.
they're all fucked up movies. But other than Hostel and like Saw 1, story wise, usually less than interesting.
Right.
Hills Have Eyes is just they're just a wrong turn, or even Wrong Turn. The movie Wrong Turn, I think, is super fucked up. But like, not crazy. But is this an interesting story? It's just done so well.
It's done
simple.
I think it's
but
an
it's done
interesting
so
story because it's psychologically fucking twisted too because you start to like not knowing
that
like
is the best
who's
part
the villain in a way. Like he's like Jang is always the villain, but then like
Jang's always the villain,
Kim
and
kind of crosses over, and you're like, what do you?
I never thought of Kim as the bad guy until like toward the end where you see really just the end when he kind of loses it. Even after like whatever, all of that he went through not only was worse than if he just would have killed the dude right away, but it didn't help him at all.
The payoff was way worse.
Payoff was way worse. He got his vengeance. He got his revenge, but it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you almost start like sort of disliking him when he just doesn't just kill him off.
Yeah.
Like he like you almost want him to just stop, kill this guy.
Because he essentially is just waiting for this to happen. He's just waiting for him to rape again.
Yep.
Or kill again, and then he could come in and be Batman. But there's got to be a victim. I mean,
at what cost?
He's fought. Yeah, he. Who is the devil and who saw the devil?
Right.
I think both of them. I think everyone that met Jang saw the devil.
Certainly.
And
but Jang saw the devil.
I think
in
Kim made Jang see the devil.
Yeah.
In him. Fear him at least.
Yeah. Certainly.
He was afraid. He was afraid at first, for sure. He didn't when he didn't know what was going on. Once he realized what was going on, once he knew that he wasn't going to kill him,
he played into it.
That's when he started to enjoy it. Sick fuck.
Oh yeah.
I want to know who the killers in the taxi were.
I know, that was just like, that would have been like a good story, like a little good side story. Like can we do a spin-off of I Saw the Devil?
Yeah.
Of like,
and it could just end when when they meet Jang.
Yeah, right.
A little prequel of the taxi drivers or the taxi bandits.
Right. That'd be like a good another like Tarantino-esque thing to do is like interject your storylines or whatever of movies. Well, Tarantino didn't directly do that, but sort of with like characters
and props.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has like the Vega brothers.
Right.
In different movies, same universe. He just built the universe. So like that's
lineage.
That. You think? Do you think that he is building this universe, or he has his own universe, or do you think that South Korea in general, like with Chan-wook Park and Bong Joon-ho? Am I saying wrong?
I mean those are two of
the fucked up directors, right? Do they all? You think they all talk to each other and they're like, "Yo, this is the fucked up universe that we write movies in."
I don't know. That seems a little bit elaborate, but
I don't know.
And I don't really,
Sounds
really
pretty small.
Kim,
Think they
this
know each
guy,
other?
Kim Jee-woon's. A lot of his movies aren't really. They're not all like this. Like, there's another one that's like a gangster-like movie called.
But they don't all live in
A
this
Bittersweet
fucked up
Life.
universe.
No, I don't think so. Because even like The Good, the Bad, the Weird is like it's a completely different like vibe than this. It's more like almost comedy. Like he has almost like comedic type movies.
Cool.
So yeah,
I gotta watch some of his other movies.
yeah. The Good, the Bad, the Weird's really good. A Bittersweet Life is really good. The Tale of Two Sisters again. That one's really good. All of the movies are good. What was the first? The Foul King is the one that's the movie about a dude trying to be a professional wrestler, and that's with Jong Kang-ho or Song Kang-ho.
Song Kang-ho.
Yeah, trying to be a pro wrestler. So obviously that one's good.
Why doesn't that star that big wrestling dude?
What big
Korean
wrestling
dude from Train to Busan.
Oh, fuck, what's his name? Don Lee, I know is his like new
Dong.
American name.
Dong Lee.
Something Dong. He's in another awesome Korean gangster movie called I think it's the Cop, the Gangster, the Devil, or the Gangster, the Cop, the Devil.
They love Satan.
It is a sweet movie, man. It's another like serial killer type dude and like a cop and like a gangster like team up together to like take out this like fucking serial killer dude that's on the street fucking up everything.
Sounds a lot like this movie.
Yeah, like a team up of a gangster and a cop was like a super fun thing to watch, and Don Lee plays like this like the badass gangster guy.
He's in a new American movie. Oof.
Who is Don Lee?
Right? I think I saw him in something, and I was like, hey, isn't that the guy from Train to Busan?
Right. Oh, Kim Jee-woon directed a fucking American movie with Johnny Knoxville and Arnold Schwarzenegger called The Last Stand.
I've seen that.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen that. They're at a border, I think, and they have to stop a guy from coming through the border.
All right.
They're like, you said Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He plays
and
like
Johnny Knoxville.
I'm pretty sure he plays like a small town sheriff, and him and for some reason Johnny Knoxville have to defend a border or stop like a guy driving through the border. It's The Last Stand.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I watched that movie. Starring the King of Jackass and
Knoxville and Schwarzenegger.
and
what a
the
duo.
King of California.
Yeah, and I mean I think that was his like only English speaking movie. So.
Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, he's done a couple.
Yeah. Yes. He doesn't sound like he's ever speaking English. I mean, he has a few like "I'll be back," he has a few phrases.
1,000% he says "I'll be back" in The Last Stand. 1,000%.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure that's a good movie. We should watch that. Making me watch movies.
But it's directed by this guy.
Ah.
Same dude. Yeah.
All right. We'll just delete this episode.
Doesn't feel so we can watch the fucking.
So we
Last
can watch
Stand.
that one.
We can watch The Last Stand instead.
This is gonna be a much better movie.
I thought about doing The Tale of Two Sisters, but this is a movie I've been wanting to watch for a really long time. I've been wanting to do this one.
I wonder what The Last Stand would be like if it was shot in Korea, if he did it in Korean.
Yeah, it was this whatever
Because it doesn't have this kind of vibe. It doesn't have this kind of look.
Kim See-you, and then fucking Bong Joon-ho as the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Johnny Knoxville characters.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. The dude, not this guy, but the
Or
guy
Bong
who plays
Lee.
the guy who plays Kim is also in The Good, the Bad, the Weird, and Song Kang-ho is in The Good, the Bad, the Weird. It's a good one.
Good one. Koreans.
Korean movies are great.
They make good fucked up movies. I mean, this is probably the. Is it the second most fucked up movie I've ever seen? To Old Boy, because nothing will beat
Maybe.
Old Boy.
Like this is like on a fucking another level of like fucked up movies.
Nothing,
Even though it's
nothing
like
beats Old Boy.
Yeah. And what's great about it, it's not just like a shock value movie. It's like it's an extremely well made
It's shot
movie.
so good.
It's shot super well. It's paced really well. Good acting, like all around, like just like everything about this movie is fucking fantastic.
It's shot so good. I'm watching it on mute right now. Really
Yeah, just watch like some of the
exemplifies
the
it.
colors are fantastic.
It's so good, and the I mean, it just all around good movie. All around good movie. I fully enjoyed it. I fully enjoyed this movie.
Full enjoyment.
There's not a lot of Koreans movies I haven't enjoyed, I guess, on that we've watched.
Right. And even like The Handmaiden, like that's a fucked up movie. It's like a interesting romance, but it's pretty fucked up. Like the whole side thing about like the girl being like more or less a hostage, like having to read that like weird porn to like the old men, and like all the like, I don't know if she was like abused or whatever, but she was definitely like
It's an
mentally
uncomfortable
abused.
situation.
Yeah, there's like a lot of weird stuff going on in that movie.
For sure, those guys were jerking off. I love this. And he's like, all right, I'm just going to kill some more people and take this car. And then the army shows up.
Right.
What happens after this?
I don't know. They don't really show it because then they just randomly cut to Kim driving down the road, and then like the taxi's like just empty.
Yeah.
So like, obviously that he didn't take out all these fucking army dudes and steal their car. He just kind of probably fucked off.
Like, did he get a ride with them?
I know,
Because
right?
the next scene we see him from here is the cannibal. He meets up with the dude feeding his dogs.
I think that's right. Yeah, he just at the cannibal dude.
At the cannibal's house.
So I think he just gets away. He just fucks off.
He just fucks off.
He just finds his way to somewhere else.
You know, fuck. We don't need to know that part.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
important, I guess.
This is the next scene.
Yep.
You know what I was expecting was I didn't realize what had happened, and then when I rewound it, I realized what the fuck he's doing here. He kidnaps people. They don't even really go into that, like how like what he does. He's straight Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's a lot of interesting just side characters of like but most of them are fucked up, of course, because this movie's so fucked up. I think we said fucked up the phrase fucked up a lot of times in this episode. Yeah.
I want to know what this guy does for a living.
I know, right? Just inherited it. He just got the wealth somehow from his family.
Rich wife, maybe?
Yeah, maybe that's who that one chick was just his.
I want to know her story, man.
Yeah.
I want to know why she seems very subservient to him.
Yep. If you don't listen, he'll eat you.
Pretty much. She was just there.
Yep.
And like we're probably meant to think she's a hostage or doesn't want to be there, but then she fucking defends him.
Right. Stockholm syndrome.
That's what I was thinking, or that's what I was thinking. That's the word I was trying to think of earlier. That's maybe she has that, but fuck, man, that's some fucked up Stockholm syndrome. And why didn't he eat her? Does she not taste good? Does he not eat
pretty ladies? Just dude.
I mean, the girl that was rescued was pretty.
True.
I think.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I take that back. If she was fucking 12, I can't remember.
Yeah, a lot of weird characters, a lot of different like side, like little
which
like
I liked.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I didn't hate it.
Left this world of mystery sort of open,
which
is like I think it adds to the writing of this movie because it just adds these little like curiosities
the
of
world
what
that they live
what's
in.
Going on here, what's going on there. Like
it
always keeps you interested.
The movie not only left me wanting. I mean, by the end, I didn't really want more.
Right.
But throughout the whole movie, I kept asking questions. I was very like the whole time. I was captivated and I wanted more of everything. Yeah. Who is this guy? How did he get to the doctor? What did he say to the doctor to explain all that? He was playing soccer, so I thought who was the cannibal? Who's the girl? Who are the people in the taxis? All those little things left me wanting more throughout the entire movie, which added to it never really getting boring. Mm-hmm. Even though they never explained half the shit, I was never bored for 2.5 hours. I was always interested, where did he get this new jacket? You know, even like
he's got a nice jacket. Where did it come from?
Where are these jackets coming from?
He's got a solid jacket. You're talking about Kim's jacket?
Yeah, Kim's jacket.
Little
it
zips up. Jacket? Yeah.
Zips up all the way to the neck. And sometimes he puts the hood on, when he's fighting for some reason.
Looks like a badass.
I thought it was gonna be like bulletproof or something. Yeah. He got slit once. From the girl at the cannibal's house.
Right. He's in a lot of the Kim Jee-woon movies. Does a few of them. A Bittersweet Life is another one. Yeah, good badass dude.
Yeah, and she gets fucking murked.
Yep, this whole family gets murked because of him. And that's like another thing. Like I feel like I was doing the same thing as you. Like I kept kind of going back and like early like conversations. I'm like, did I miss something? And I'm trying to like figure out like what they're talking about because it seems important. Like everything seems
important.
Yeah,
Everything has substance to it.
it does.
It just, but nothing is very. I guess nothing's very important.
Right.
It's just
in
a
way.
lot of little
Yeah.
tiny elements that
It's
makes
just
up
it's a very good story. A lot of good elements to it. A lot of intricate points.
Exactly. A
that
lot of random
sometimes
shit.
it becomes important. Like these conversations he has with the family, you don't realize like they're warning him to stop doing it, and they end up paying the price.
Yep.
Like,
They're
we don't
asking
really see
him.
that come.
They're
Yeah,
asking him to
like,
stop.
You need to stop. And what happens? They're dead.
They get killed.
Good job, Kim.
At least she gets killed. He was still alive. Like he was holding his hand. I mean, he probably was not in good shape, being an old man, beat half to death. But
it was bad.
I remember he was moving his hand toward the end. I'd be pissed if I was the old man.
Right.
Who is he? You think he's getting revenge for himself? You think he's getting revenge for her family, or you think he's getting revenge for her?
Well, he says at her grave, like, I will make him pay for the pain you felt. So I think it's mostly for her. Like, at least that's how it seems like it starts.
She definitely
like he
felt
wants
pain.
he wants him to like have the worst life pain, whatever, for like the next 2 weeks.
See, she's just eating rice.
Right. Yeah. She just thinks it's hot, dude. She just is into it's just another one of those cannibal fetish girls.
CFGs.
Yeah, dude. Cannibalfetish.com. I bet it exists. I bet it's a thing.
Come on. What is this castle they live in?
Who knows? Cannibal Castle.
The sounds of this movie were pretty great. The sound design of everything, for us, like when they're eating,
Yep.
when they're smoking cigarettes.
They kill it.
No movie has made like cigarettes look so satisfying every time they fucking sit down or like close up to just that crackle and while they're smoking. The nastiness of the food, the dogs, the window wipers in the cars. Like there was many times where I didn't notice because it was out of place. I noticed just because I was like, maybe it's a bad thing I noticed, but I liked it. I liked how fucking gross it was sometimes.
Yeah. The grime that this dude like lived in, that he was like comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like Jang, I feel like was like covered in blood the entire fucking movie.
The whole time. Every now and then he gets cleaned up when he's got to talk to someone.
But he's still got some shit on him.
Yeah.
Like by the end, like he's dripping in like that. I think that's what implies like that girl was murdered, because he was like dripping in blood.
Yep.
And he had like a bloody butcher knife when he was like standing in the street.
Yep.
So that's.
But
like,
there was a lot of
and they just
times
found that
where
girl.
I was like, well, that person's dead, and then they weren't dead. Like, in the very beginning, he was beating the fuck out of those girls with the pipes, and then it would just cut to them being like, yeah, I'm okay.
Right. But it didn't seem like he was bleeding, so that blood came from somewhere.
Blood came from somewhere.
Yeah, and he was bloody. So now was that sweet scene of him like looping around and scooting up in the car and taking him away, because he's just like, I'm not letting this guy go to jail. I'm gonna fucking kill him myself.
He was, because his plan was to turn himself in, so that he couldn't exact his revenge on him. Mm-hmm. But before that, he went and killed the rest of his family, of his wife's family,
pretty much. And then like he would have lived in jail probably.
Then he would have gone to jail, gone through the process. He wouldn't have been able to do anything else to him, but no.
Yep. Came in.
So I thought at the end, I didn't really realize what was going on when he brought his parents and kids in. Before that, when he was setting it up, I was thinking he's got the dogs on the other side of that door, and as soon as he lifts, as soon as his jaw gets weak enough to let it go, the dogs are gonna open. That's what I was hoping. Some of the dogs would be like, but equally as good. Or the dogs like went free and murdered his family.
How man, how like that was crazy too. Like, was he knew that was holding with like all that shit that was stuffed in his mouth, like the rope was holding up the what is it, guillotine?
Yeah.
Was he aware that was what was happening?
I think he knew.
He could have let himself die.
He could have.
But then he quit. I think it was so quick that his family was walking out that he's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't want you to see, which again was kind of weird considering how he like left his family, like left his parents, left everyone, because it seemed like he didn't. I mean, he was clearly an asshole, but it seemed like he didn't really care. No. And then at the end, he cared, or maybe he left because he cared.
Maybe could have been it.
He's like, I can't be killing all these people and raping and decapitating around my kid.
Yep.
I'm gonna make myself look bad. I don't want to be a bad dad in front of my kid. Right. I'm just gonna leave him.
It's gonna go. It's gotta go.
You think he sent back money? Well, what was his job? The fucking school bus driver?
Yeah, he was a school bus driver, which is so fucking weird in itself. And then like usually like the girl was like his victim.
Yeah.
Like how does
he do that every time?
Yeah, right.
Nobody's caught on yet? Or I mean, he said he lost his job, so maybe when he was leaving, the cops called him. He realized that he's probably getting fired.
Yeah, so he just took the girl.
He's just like, well, I might as well snag
That's probably
one more.
I think you're right. That seemed to be what it was, because they called him. His phone rang. He looked in the mirror and he's like, "Oh,
time to rape.
That girl's pretty. She's
God
coming
damn.
home."
God damn! But she gets away.
She gets away.
She gets away. She
thanks to Kim.
She gets away in the. They mostly get away. They're certainly abused, and they're definitely going to have some trauma.
100%.
But they all survive.
Yep.
For the most part, except for the sister and the grandfather.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting, because at first, like, what Kim's doing seems like it's ultimately helping, because he saved that girl, and then earlier he took out these two criminals, so he gets them off the street. But then ultimately, no, it's bad. It's all bad.
It's all bad.
But then you start to think, like, how much did he help those people, because those people are gone. It's just it's an interesting thinker of like what the effects are of actions.
It was worse. He made it worse.
Certainly.
He made it worse.
Certainly.
He's the devil.
Yes.
He is the devil.
They're the devils
that they saw. Or he saw the devil, which created the devil. Maybe that's what I saw. What does the title mean?
What does the title mean? Interesting. They saw devils. They certainly did.
It's about bulimia.
Whoa.
Oh, no, that's Drag Me to Hell.
What? Whoa. Maybe we'll do that one eventually.
Think about it.
Maybe.
Think about Drag Me to Hell. Think about all the puking in it.
Damn, dude.
Movies about bulimia.
Damn. Maybe. I got to think about that. I didn't think about it.
It's a dumb movie anyway.
It's pretty bad. Maybe next week. Maybe not.
What are we talking about? I Spit on Your Grave?
I saw the devil.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
pretty much it.
Yeah. We hit it. We got it.
Fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Not as fucked up as Old Boy, but I'd say it's in the top. I'd say top 3, there, man. If not top 2.
And same lead as Old Boy too, with the villain guy. The Old Boy guy was supposed to be the hero of that movie, and it turned out he was doing his daughter. What was his name? Chow Min-sik.
And then the American one was Shot for Shot, right? Remake?
I don't know if it was Shot for Shot.
Close enough.
But it was like the same, like scene to scene at least.
And it was Josh Brolin.
Yeah, it was Josh Brolin.
Damn.
And what is it? It was Samuel Jackson was the dude.
Was the bad guy?
Was the bad guy. Yeah.
I haven't seen the second one. Sam Jackson was the bad guy?
Yeah, Sam Jackson's the bad guy.
I gotta watch watch the American one.
It's like, I don't know. It's weird because like I think once I already saw the first one, and I feel like I knew the end that he was doing his daughter before I saw it.
It's like one of those movies you don't necessarily need to watch again.
Right, and then it was like you see the American version. It's almost like too obvious. Like it's almost like this is clearly his daughter, but like I also knew.
Do you think
I'm like,
you would have?
Is it? I don't know. That's my thought.
Was it the same director?
No, Spike Lee.
Oh.
Spike Lee did the remake.
Jesus.
Which makes it more intriguing and the great cast, but it's almost like I don't know.
Okay.
For some reason, I just didn't like it as much.
What about Funny Games? Was that a shot for shot remake?
Remember I think it was, but it was the same director that redid
it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
is that even
I'm
South?
pretty sure that was shot
Korean,
for shot.
Or is that Japanese?
No, that was not. That was like a European one. I forgot what European country.
Well, yeah. It was like Swedish or something.
Yeah, something. It was like blonde.
That's right.
Blonde
the bad guys are like two
like blonde brothers,
like blonde lacrosse players.
Yeah.
What a that was a fucked up movie too.
I remember Michael Pitt was one of them in the American version. They look similar.
Brad's brother?
I don't know. Are they related? I don't think so.
I don't know. How many Pitts are there in the world?
At least 100.
At least 2 that we know of. Michael and Brad.
2, and they probably have moms.
And Angelina.
So that's 4. I don't know.
Angelina and Brad Pitt? they were a thing, right?
They were a thing.
Brangelina.
They were a thing. I believe.
But they're not anymore.
divorced.
Who
And they
got
have,
back
like,
together?
7 children together.
Somebody got Ben Affleck and Jennifer's
back, baby.
Jennifer
Lopez
Lopez.
and Ben Affleck.
Bennifer. Good for them.
Hey, he should get back with Aniston, Brad Pitt. That's a power couple right there.
Aniston.
She's the best. She's one of the best.
One of the best.
One of the best. Be friends with her any day.
Any day. Call me up. If you're listening,
Yeah.
Jen, hit me up.
Maybe Jennifer Aniston's like a really big fan of this movie, and is like
that'd be
she's
sick.
looking. She's just like maybe there's a
cruising podcast.
Maybe there's a podcast about
Yeah.
I Saw the Devil.
Oh, I'm making me watch
Oh,
movies.
so it's this one, maybe
Looks like
this
a good
one.
one.
Oh, these guys seem hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Jennifer.
And then they email the podcast email,
Yeah.
which is my email.
Shit.
But it's not one I check very often.
Well,
Watch, we have like all kinds of people.
we also have Instagram, which we both have access to.
Yes, we do. MMWM_podcast. Jen, hit us up in the
Oh.
DM, Jen.
Yeah. Or anyone else who's listening, you can follow us on that thing that Anthony just said. MMWM
All the above.
_podcast. Gotta slow down on that one.
Jesus, should we rank it then?
Should we rank it?
Ranking.
Yep. Ranking.
I haven't even thought about it. I just finished this movie today.
I thought about it. I have to go high. Like, I have to go very high. Because everything about this movie is great. Even though it's so fucked up, which we've said multiple times, it's such a good movie.
Such a good movie. It is such a good movie. You're going high. Do you have a spot?
Yeah, I was looking at it, and I was like, actually, I'm in the top 10 here already. I already know that.
Ooh, wow. Okay. let me look.
I'm having trouble with, is it better than City of God or City of God better? And that's like my number 8
On
right
your
now,
list?
on my list.
If I was gonna put it on your list,
Yep. Somewhere
I'd probably
around
put it. I'd definitely put it at least 8.
Okay.
It's definitely better than Creep movies.
Oh.
You have those at 9.
See, I was somewhere in the level of like I decided I'm like, all right, this movie's better than Creeps.
Is it better than Back to the Future? That's a hard one.
That's what I was kind of like where I was at. I was probably leaning toward between Back to the Future
That's
and
a
City
triple.
of God.
That's a triple movie. It's 3 movies you got to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
But the first 2 are so strong. I think the third Back to the Future. I know you love the third Back to the Future, and we can go third Back. We go to Back to the Future down to Back to the Future Road real quick.
Fucking the third one's
Yeah,
just
it's great.
It's the one I grew up on.
It's still great.
It's
the one,
it's
how,
a
you,
it's
it's
a
the one you
western.
grew up on.
It's the one I grew up. It's like the third one I saw. Or it's like the first one I saw. It was in
okay.
the 90s.
Interesting. I can see. No, it was 89.
Whatever.
You were like 1 year old.
I was a year old.
Yeah. No reason you couldn't have seen the other ones because they
You're
all
right.
came out before that.
You're right.
And if your parents were decent human beings,
You're
they would
right.
have shown you them in sequential order.
Maybe because it was a little more. It felt a little more. I mean, Lethal Weapon 3 is my favorite. Well, Lethal Weapon 4 came out, and that was the best one. But Lethal Weapon 3 was my favorite. Lethal Weapon. Back to the Future 3 was my favorite. Indiana Jones and Last Crusade for the longest time. I think until this podcast.
You just love movies that
You
came out in
made-
1989.
I liked it. Is that all of them? I liked the third one. I don't know why. Yeah.
I feel like one of the few things I can relate to that with it would be like Terminator 2.
Yep.
Because I think I saw Terminator 2 before I saw the Terminator. Maybe. I'm not totally sure, but I think I did. Like I remember that movie early on.
T2 is a superior movie.
It's one of the it's the most superior movie.
It's the
some would
superiorist.
say. Some would say.
Some would say most
The most superior.
like the Lake Superior of movies.
As in like the best movie ever made. Conversation world.
There is no fate.
It
but
might
what we
be
make
my
for
favorite
ourselves.
movie. Or No Country for Old Men, which we've
Well, No
mentioned.
Country for Old Men is borderline the best movie ever made.
Yeah. Or Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
There can be an argument there.
Those two might be the
Those
best
two.
two movies ever made.
Yeah.
Arguably.
I mean, I love both of those movies. Yeah.
Are they the best movies ever? Maybe.
Here's the thing is I'd probably if I'm flipping the channels
Mm-hmm.
and I see both of those movies on, they just started.
That's tough.
It's a tough
That's
it's
tough.
a tough question.
That's a mood situation.
Immediately I go Terminator. Like right now, I feel
know.
Terminator.
I don't know. That fucking cinematography of No Country for Old Men grabs me.
But
And
yeah,
it's so like
I know.
compelling. Every scene's so compelling.
But here's the thing: is if No Country's on and I'm like flicking and that's it, and I turn to it, I'm not turning away.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not turning it off. Like
I guess
I
it's
will
what
watch it
do
from
I land
any
on
point.
first?
I will watch it from any point of the movie.
Right. Because whatever one I land on first, I'm going to be watching. I also don't watch television, so this is...
It's a hypothetical.
Because I guess I could
there's
stream
no,
either one at any point in my life.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's got to be
What if
like,
it's, like,
you're
on,
bored, you're just
If I'm
flicking,
like at a hotel and
you're at a hotel,
and the internet doesn't work.
flipping the channels.
Yeah.
Internet doesn't work. and you didn't flip to it, but on the guide.
Oh, on the guide.
It says in 2 minutes, both of these movies are starting.
Fuck.
On HBO, no commercials. Both of these
There's no
movies are
commercial
starting.
Factors there.
Which
Jesus.
one? I mean, I might just turn the TV off
I'm gonna
because I
go to
couldn't
bed.
make the choice.
Going to bed.
Or
A panic attack.
I
Going to the doctor because I'm having an anxiety attack.
have two TVs and I play both at the same time.
Texting my therapist. I don't know what to do. Big conflict.
It's a mood thing.
It's a mood. I think so.
How are you feeling
Yeah.
right then and there?
If I want to get stoked, I'm probably going to watch
Terminator.
But No Country. If I'm just like, want a good, chill, want a good story. If I want to chill,
There's no
probably
doubt.
No Country.
There's no doubt if one of them was on, that'd be the one you're watching.
Yeah.
But if both of them are on, it's just purely how am I feeling in the moment.
Yeah.
And it could
100%.
change.
It could.
Maybe halfway through, I'm like, I'm flipping the fucking. But no, you can't flip one of them off.
Yeah, there's like no scenes that I can think of that I'm going to be like, I'm bored and I don't like this scene. I'm going to watch something else. I don't think there's that as a thing.
You know what there was in I Saw the Devil that
those scenes?
did kind of. No, it wasn't anything. I never got bored, but I did rewind it a few times and I found myself skipping. There's a lot of kind of lingering shots, a lot of emotional shots of faces, tights, or wide shots of them, or even this, just beating the shit out of them for 10 minutes. Like I could skip, 20 seconds on the thing, hit 10 seconds twice, and it's still him beating him to death. I didn't miss much.
I know,
and I found myself doing that a couple times.
I did notice that as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
I did the same thing where I'm like, I had to go back.
Yeah.
And there was times where I did the 10 seconds back thing, and I'm like, it's this. I had to go like
Yeah.
40 back
Yeah.
to be like, okay, here we are.
Yeah, exactly, because when he was telling the nurse to stay, I was like, I misunderstood what he said at first, so I went back, and that was one of those times I was like, did he say he wanted her to fix him up? And I hit back like that was like 5 minutes ago. At this point, they were still beating him up. But it lingered on even this. He wipes his face for fucking 2 minutes. But it's
shot.
there. It's there for a reason. Look. He's seeing himself change essentially.
Right.
The lighting is. He's two-faced right now.
Right.
He's wiping the blood off of his face. He doesn't recognize himself.
This guy's a great like stoic actor. He's like the Kim character. He's
Very
like,
handsome.
He's very
Great hair.
he doesn't say a lot in this movie, but it's like he's usually his face is very
His
like
eyes.
kind of like he's almost like a Gosling in a way, like a Ryan Gosling
Oof,
type.
yeah.
Like he's very like he's got the dark looks, but like he just there's like subtle things he can do and with his eyes especially like
He is very.
you see like the mood shift quickly in his face.
Yeah, he's very very emotive.
Yeah. But stoic, but like at the same time, like he's not like emotional.
No.
He's like
He just got a great
you see
face.
it,
Got a great face, got great emotions, and I mean the poster is his face, right? It's like shows.
Yeah, it's his face but they're like partly with like the other dude's face.
Oh.
Like in the knife or whatever. Like in the black space.
Yeah. To show you that they both saw the devil.
Yes.
All right. So
all right.
You're
all right,
what are
fine.
you
It's
ranking?
8. Gonna be 8 then.
All
It's
right.
gonna be a spot above City of God.
You're going above City of God, number
I'm
8.
gonna go City of God right below Back to the Future trilogy. City of God's so good though.
I'll take your 8. And I'm gonna put this high too. Initially I was thinking like around the 10 to 13 area.
Okay.
But those are such good movies. But is this movie better?
You know, I think I'm gonna go under City of God.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm thinking the craft and the uniqueness of City of God.
yeah.
There was like one thing
City
that
God's number 20 for me.
for some reason the fucking the tracking device was almost like a bit of a crutch for this movie.
The what?
The tracking device that he used.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little silly at times,
crutch.
but like typically
Relied
that was like one of the
heavily.
only things that like
tracking
I
of
was
any
kinda
like
meh.
he always knew
Yeah.
where he was, whether it was where his cell phone was pinged or whether he had the actual tracking device in him or the cops were tracking him with that. That was did the cops put the tracking device on him initially? That one that was in front of the car. I feel like that was a
think so.
cops
I think
tracking
that was a cop
tracking
thing.
device
Yeah,
because he
by
had
then they
already
figured it
had
out. Yeah.
he had already had the tracking device in him.
Yeah.
By that point. Oh no, that was when he put the tracking device in him. The son told him where he lived.
Yeah, the son told him where he lived.
That's how I found him that
yeah,
first
I
time.
think they were independent of each other at that time. Because I think the cops were figuring out who it was
Yep.
at the same time.
They were at the
Kim
school.
was figuring out, yeah.
Yep.
And
So I wonder
Kim
if the
got them a
cops
little
would
first.
have showed up at the greenhouse eventually. Because they were
guess
tracking
so.
him, right?
Yeah. Did they not? Yeah, I guess they never showed him doing that.
I guess, yeah, it was all... You think they would have showed up if they were tracking him. Because how long was he passed out in that hole before he woke up? This was a great wake up, too.
Right.
This is when he starts... Or is this the... This is the second time. This is when he starts figuring out... Oh, no, this is the third time. This is after the cannibal.
Yeah.
Anyway, ranking.
All right, where am I at?
You went to 9
All right, am I still at 9?
or 8
I'll stay at 8.
above City of God.
It's tricky.
That's fine.
I'll stay at 8. I'll stay at 8.
That's fine.
Keep me at 8, Johnny.
I think
8. The ending stuck with me more on this movie. It's a sticker. It's a sticker with her. I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, how did City of God end though? So that's not a good thing.
Man, my list is hard.
Yeah,
It's all over the place.
and this one's a wild one.
Because I think 9 would be a good spot for it on my list. Right above Pan's Labyrinth, right below Train to Busan. But I also think 13 would be a good spot for it. Is that weird?
So where are you at? What?
Between 9 and 13.
9 and 13. That's tricky.
It basically, is it in my top 10 or is it not in my top 10?
So is it better than which ones? So I don't have the list in front of me.
My list is it's either right under Train to Busan, right above Pan's Labyrinth,
Okay.
or right above Adaptation, right below Magnolia. But it's better than Magnolia.
That one makes more sense right there. What you just said.
It's better than Magnolia though. I think.
I don't know. It not according to my list, but there's elements to I can see the argument. Magnolia is just so like epic in what it is, and it's just a fun movie, and the
This is
acting
pretty
is
epic.
so big. This is an epic movie. Magnolia is just like such
This is
a
very-
grand scope. This is more like of a
It's contained, but it's still pretty
Contained,
grand.
but it's
Like
interesting,
it's
yeah.
all over the place.
It is. It really is.
He's always following him. He's catching him, letting him go, catching him, letting him go. That's the most intriguing part. Is he kept catching him and letting him go. It's like what is he gonna fuck up on him this time to slow him down a little bit? Fine. I'll go number 13.
All right.
No, number 12.
Okay.
I'm going number 12, right above Magnolia.
Okay. Sweet.
It is what it is.
Good.
It is what it is. I'm gonna have to start I'm gonna make like a.
I know it's still the same. I look at my list and I was like, why are these here? Why is this one like
What was I thinking at this
Yeah.
point?
This one's definitely better than that one.
I feel
But-
like we need to like rank the move. Like we need to start grouping them, like action, horror, whatever.
Okay.
Then maybe like a blue ribbon,
That's interesting.
like a number one for like an overall number one. But I don't know. There's just so many now. How do you even
It's hard.
rank
Yeah.
this against the Frighteners or the Goonies against Handmaiden, or
Right. Yeah, I was looking at my Goonies as where at. I'm like 20 something.
Yeah,
I'm like, how is the
22.
Goonies that
It's
low?
one of my favorite movies in the world.
Same. I'm like, that's weird.
But cool. Who knows?
I'll listen back and make a decision. Hopefully.
Let us know how you liked it on Make Me Watch Movies Instagram.
Yeah, if you're still listening, let us know.
No way anyone's still listening. Schwartz did not listen to this episode at all, guaranteed.
Oh, absolutely.
No way
not.
he's not listening. No way he's listening.
By now? No way.
No way. Signing off.
All right. Check us out next week.
Thank you very much for listening to another episode of Making Me Watch Movies, episode 63. As I'm sure you noticed, we were a man down this week. Schwartzy was a little under the weather, but he will be back with us at 100% next week for episode 64, which will feature Sam Raimi's Return to Horror, 2009's Drag Me to Hell. Watch that wherever you can. Listen to us wherever you like. And we'll talk at you next week. Shout out to the big cat.